Welcome back to our invertebrates. We are going to be talking about the class Gastropoda. So we are in the phylum mollusk. We are in the class Gastropod, or stomach foot. In our class Gastropod, we have snails. So every animal in this group has one shell, except for slugs, they don't have a shell at all. They all have this organ called a radula, which is a tongue-like organ that slugs use. They have rows of teeth that scrape different surfaces to actually tear the food material off. This is how you see them clean fish tanks and ponds, and how they scrape the algae off of surfaces in order to eat it. This is actually why snails are so helpful in an aquarium, because their radula can really get down and clean that tank. Here's a quick video that shows you the radula of a snail. You can see it's scraping, and it's pulling any of that food into their body. Slugs and many snails have adapted to live life on land, and in order to do that, they move by contractions of a muscular foot. So their foot is that bottom part of this snail, that is their muscle. And what happens is that foot actually has glands on it that secrete a layer of mucus that they are then able to slide on. That way they can actually move when there is no water present. They make their own. Now, slugs are a special kind of gastropod. They do not have a shell. They are actually protected by a layer of mucus that surrounds their body. So it's this slimy layer, and if you've ever touched a slug, you know what I'm talking about. You can actually buy this, but slugs have to live in wet and moist areas. That's why over the summers you'll see them congregate on places that tend to stay cooler and damper. Snails and slugs will often damage plants because they like to eat the leaves and stems of different plants. This is why gardeners do not like snails and slugs. A couple examples of snails and slugs include clearly snails and slugs, conch and whelk. These are all examples of gastropods. They all have a shell and a muscular foot. Some interesting fact is that females can reproduce without the males. They actually stimulate the eggs to make clones of themselves. Many have tentacles with eyes at the tips. Most have gills. Snails and slugs actually have a single lung so that they can live on land. Here you can see those eyes on the different tentacles.